NEET 2025 is just here, and now I'm going to tell you the most important topics, that is 50 top topics for your chemistry NEET 2025 exam, where I can guarantee you 120 plus marks out of these topics if you do them in detail with conceptual knowledge and practice, right? So starting with this, let us talk about quickly. First thing is class 11th topics. So from class 11th, physical chemistry, if you talk about, that is concentration terms like molarity, molality, normality also sometimes. These are asked, mole fraction, right? Their dependency on temperature, these are asked, right? Next is limiting reagent. So limiting reagent or empirical formula, right? So one is mole concept. In the mole concept, you have a very important topic, that is limiting reagent, and the other is empirical formula. So these are two very important topics if they don't ask you generalized mole concept formula, right? Then talking about structure of atom, you have Bohr's model. Now Bohr's model, directly the formula based questions are asked based on velocity, radius, time period. These formulas are asked, or Rydberg constant formula is asked here, right? In quantum numbers, very simple questions. Either they can ask you from 4 quantum numbers N, L, M and S, or they can also ask you, if they want to have a good level of NEET 2025, they can also ask you one very important question based on the graphs, right? Okay, the radial nodes, angular nodes, based on that, specifically radial nodes, right? Next is chemical bonding. From chemical bonding, we have hybridization. Based on hybridization, how you tell the shape, right? The hybridization of the molecule, that is very, very important. For sure, you're going to see that in your exam. Then there is molecular orbital theory. From molecular orbital theory, questions like bond order, which is stable, why O2 is paramagnetic, these kind of questions are asked, right? Next is first law of thermodynamics. This is from thermodynamics, first law of thermodynamics. These are work formulas. So first law of thermodynamics in relation with different works, that is isothermal, isochoric, isobaric, and also work formulas of different processes, isochoric, isobaric, especially isothermal and adiabatic. Isothermal, I would say, is very predictable, but adiabatic is something, if they ask you adiabatic, that means it is of good level, right? Okay, next is enthalpy, entropy, the changes, the formulas, right? Usually from here, one very important question is asked from Gibbs-Helmholtz equation. Gibbs-Helmholtz equation. It's a very important equation. Very important equation. Directly the questions based on spontaneity, non-spontaneity are asked from here. Next is Lee-Chartier's principle. Lee-Chartier principle, either temperature or pressure, these two are frequently asked to you, right? I'll just write it here, temperature or pressure. This you must know how according to this your backward and forward reaction is going to change, right? Now from pH, if you talk about pH, most important thing is the pH general formula, and the pH of 3-4 things are very important. One is simple strong acid, then there is strong base, then there is 2 strong acids and 2 strong bases, then 2 strong, or you can say 1 strong acid plus 1 strong base. Okay, these questions are frequently asked to you. Weak acid is very simple, right? That too you must have done in other chapters as well, right? Then there is salt hydrolysis. From salt hydrolysis, I would say usually the questions are asked based on the pH values of the salt hydrolysis, right? pH value of the salt hydrolysis, from there the questions are asked. From solubility, very important, that is KSP, right? So from KSP, high chances that they will ask you either questions from solubility or pH of the solution. It's very important, extremely important, right? Now, next is other topics are, let us talk about N factor here. N factor, this you can also know from redox reactions, that is useful in electrochemistry, right? Very important. Then from P block, group 13 and group 14 exceptional trends are very important. If you are thinking of skipping the full chapter, at least do the trends of group 13, 14. I would say if you actually want to be risk free, you want to have 140 plus marks, then I would say your probability will increase if you do the exceptions of full P block, right? Okay, if you don't want to go through in detail of P block, at least do the exceptions of P block and do group number 13 and 14 in detail, right? Okay, next is oxidation states, right? Different, which is stable, which is unstable oxidation state, all these things, right? Then Lewis acid character, Lewis basic character also, right? Important structures in P block, right? So there are some structures in P block like oxo acids of phosphorus. These are extremely important to you, right? So go through those structures which are extremely important, which are mentioned in your NCERT, right? Not out of NCERT. Now, from organic chemistry, you have IUPAC naming. This usually students skip, but sometimes what happens, the question is based or asked based on a mix of IUPAC naming and along with the other stuff, right? So, for example, they have given this is a chemical reaction. What is the name of the product? Right? What is the common name of the product? For that, you need IUPAC naming. If they don't ask directly, they can ask you in the form of some other question, right? Then very important is electron effects, right? Electron effects like what is back bonding, what is dancing resonance, mesomeric effect, hyperconjugation, inductive effect, all these are very important for you, right? Along with the aromaticity. In aromaticity, annulenes, you should know that which annuline is anti-aromatic, which is non-aromatic, because there are 3-4 exceptions, right? So that is why annulenes, just go through the short notes here. Just go through the short notes here, what I have done. For this part, you don't even need to go through NCERT, just go through my notes or go through my lectures, right? That will be enough for you, right? Here you have Barhi. Ma'am, what is this Barhi? It is not written in our NCERT. So those students who are new here, so Barhi, back bonding, aromaticity, resonance, hyperconjugation, inductive effect. According to this, the stability of the intermediate, that has been asked frequently, and this is directly related to acidic strength, right? If you know, if you know electron effect, only then you will be able to stability of intermediates. Only then you will be able to do acidic character. So these all are interlinked to each other, right? Then there is basic character, right? Basic character from amines. This is extremely important. Usually acidic character is asked generally or from alcohol, phenols and ethers. And here basic character is asked from amines, right? High chances. Then ozonolysis. There are two kind of ozonolysis in your syllabus, alkene and alkyne. Alkene is more important to you, right? Okay, both reductive and oxidative. And if you want to ask, ma'am, out of oxidative and reductive, which is important? Reductive is more important, right? So usually they will ask you reductive ozonolysis of alkene, right? Next is Grignard reagent. Now, the reactions of Grignard reagent, two kinds of reactions. One is with the proton source, other is with the carbonyl compound, right? So how Grignard reagent behave in these two conditions, that is extremely important, right? Now, talking about class 12th here, from class 12th, right? I would say class 12th is, once you have done class 11th in a very good manner, class 12th is going to be easy for you, right? As compared to class 11th, right? So now here physical chemistry, you don't have to leave, right? It is very simple, very easy, predictable questions are asked here, like based on colligative property and Raoult's law. If they ask you question based on Raoult's law, high chances they will ask you from positive and negative deviation, right? Okay, the examples of positive, negative deviation, ideal, non-ideal gas, like not gas, liquid solutions, right? These things are asked. Usually positive and negative deviation examples, or they can also ask you in the form of azeotropes, because the definition is quite similar to that. The examples are same, right? Then colligative properties, you have 4 colligative properties in your syllabus. Elevation in boiling point, freezing point, depression, then there is relative lowering in vapor pressure, osmotic pressure. All these are very important for you. Now here I am also including Van't-Hoff factor, right? Along with the Van't-Hoff factor, the individual formula of Van't-Hoff factor in dissociation and association. Directly this can be asked. So these 3 topics from solutions are very important. You cannot afford to skip these 3 topics, right? Then from electrochemistry, what you have to do, electrolytic conductance, what exactly is conductance, and molar conductivity, the formula of G star, right? G and kappa, all these formulas. Then there is, or I would just write the formula, right? Now, next is molar conductivity, right? At infinite dilution and molar conductivity at concentration C, right? This is calculated from Corlosh law. This is from the formula with the kappa, right? That is conductivity. From there, you will calculate the value of degree of dissociation. This particular numerical is very, very important, right? Then from, let's say, I think we have not written here Nernst equation, so I would write here only electrolytic conductance, that is Nernst. You can just write, instead of this, you can just write Nernst equation, right? Also the Nernst equation relation with delta G and equilibrium constant, right? That is E naught relation with delta G and equilibrium constant. That is very important, right? Next is zero order and first order reaction. From zero order and first order reaction, if you ask me, ma'am, which is more important, first order reaction is more important. You don't have to go through the derivations, just go through the formulas. That's it. Then Arrhenius equation, graphs, and the relation of Q2, K2, K1 and T1, T2, that relation is very important. Direct formula based question is asked, right? Next is inorganic chemistry of 12th class. For there we have 2 chapters, that is coordination chemistry and DNF law. So how they are asked, right? So from coordination chemistry, VBT and CFT, these are 2 topics which you cannot skip, right? Definitely you will see a question based on VBT. Definitely you will see a question based on CFT, right? That will be there in your exam, right? So you have to do these 2 things, right? Full on in detail with the exceptions, everything, right? Now, from DNF block, it is quite interesting to note that here some selected questions are asked, and now the trend is shifting towards KMNO4 and K2Cr2O7, right? So the formulas, the oxidizing nature of KMNO4, K2Cr2O7, all the NCERT reactions you have to do. All the NCERT reactions mentioned in 1 page, you have to do that, right? D block, I would suggest, if you are thinking of that, ma'am, which is the most important topic from here, then do the exceptional trends here. Especially the ionization energy and electrode potential thing you have to know from D block, right? That is based on electronic configurations only. So if you know the electronic configuration of D block, it will be very simple for you. Then from F block, what you have to do, if you're thinking that I'll skip this F block, don't do that, right? Do lanthanoids, and from that do the electronic configurations, right? Very important. They ask you like gadolinium, right? All these electronic configuration has been asked directly. If you know this, it will be answered in just 1 second. So it is a very time saving thing for you. This particular part is very time saving when it comes to when we are sitting in the exam hall, right? Next is, let's talk about SN1, SN2 reactions from haloalkanes, haloarenes. These are extremely important. Then naming reaction, I would not suggest any student to skip even 1 single naming reaction, right? Whether the chapter is important or not. I'll just tell you one thing. Haloalkanes, haloarenes and aldehyde ketones and carboxylic acid is a very important chapter, right? But now what we can see, even in JEE, what we were seeing that they are shifting more questions towards amines, right? So that's why I'm saying some mixed questions are also asked from maybe one part from carboxylic, other part from amines. So these mixed questions are also asked. So naming reaction you can't skip. You don't have to skip that, right? Then there is distinguished test, all the Hinsberg, carbylamine test, Lucas test, let it be Tollens, Felling, Benedict, right? All these tests, Victor Mayer test, all these tests you have to do, right? Then there is very important reaction, that is you have ketone with NH2Z, okay? This reaction, carbazine, semi-carbazone, right? Then there is 2,4-DNP, all these things, Schiff's base, oxime, how these are formed here, that is mentioned in your NCERT table. Next is electrophilic aromatic substitution. Now here what you have to know, that in this particular substitution, what exactly, that what is plus m, what is minus m, which is orthopara, which is meta directing, these things. This thing will be easy for you if you know GOC, if you know resonance, that will be extremely easy for you. Then there is elimination reactions, right? In your NCERT, they are not named reaction, these are elimination reactions which don't have a proper name, but they are very important, right? Next is glycosidic. From biomolecules, you have glycosidic linkages and DNA, RNA. Now, these two things you cannot skip. Glycosidic linkages of sucrose, maltose, lactose, amylopectin, amylose, glycogen, and amylopectin also. Yes, that we have done. Right? Now, from DNA, RNA, you have to know that what is adenine, uracil, thymine, the hydrogen bonds here, guanine, cytosine, what are the hydrogen bonds between G and C, all these things you should know, right? And one more topic, if you want to add from this biomolecules, that I would suggest that don't skip protein primary, secondary, tertiary and quaternary structure and the denaturation of, these are two another topics that is very important, right, that I would not want any student to skip, because directly we have seen questions, very simple questions from that, right? So that's about the 50 most important topics for your NEET 2025. If you are able to do all these topics, right, okay, in detail, if you can guarantee me that, ma'am, I will not mark even a single question wrong here, right, I can guarantee you that from here simple questions are only asked. Simple means if you have done enough practice, right, if you have solved the previous year questions. Now, ma'am, what should be a target here? I would suggest you, what you have to do here, just going through the topics will not make it to NEET 2025, right? Okay. So what you have to do here, firstly though, you have to go through one shots, right? One shots, I would not suggest anyone right now to go through notes and to go through, open the books and just start reading, because we don't have enough time now. Right? So we know that the teacher has read the book so many times already. They have already, have concluded that book for you. So I would suggest you guys pick out any teacher that you love, that you're able to understand. And here for chemistry, I am Diksha Kaushal for you. Right? Now, one shot, or I would suggest that inorganic chemistry still you can read. Okay? That still you can read, and that will be very beneficial if you read that. Right? And that especially I'm talking about block chemistry. Right? Otherwise, do one shots, or if you're not able to understand one single topic, then do the detailed video for that particular concept, right? Then you have to go through the previous year questions again and again and again. Around 2 to 3 times do that, right? Then also do the NCERT questions, right? But if you're able to do this at this point of time, and if you have a good module, right, you can solve the questions from there, right? Because according to the time, it is not beneficial. If I say pick out VK Jaiswal, pick out N Avasthi, pick out MS Chauhan, what will happen? You will consume yourself in the things which might or may not benefit you, right? So that's why I'm saying that pick out previous year question, then NCERT. Once you are done with this, then go through some good module from any coaching. If you don't have that, then definitely these 3 books, MS Chauhan, VK Jaiswal and N Avasthi, you can practice from here. Level 1, level 2 questions, you can do that, right? And yes, now next is, we are left with, as I was telling you, that NEET 2025 is just here, and this is what I was telling you, that these are the things that you have to do. Now, some of you might find it very difficult because we can't take a risk right now. We have even less than 60 days right now, right? So that is the reason we have NEET crash course for you, so that we can hold your hand and we can guide you that, okay, we can not only guide you, we can teach you that these are the things that you have to do, right? Then we will give you DPPs, then you will have doubt solving sessions, you will have modules here which are picked, right, very, very, very smartly according to the pattern that we can observe here, right? So here what you will get in this particular batch, you will get live doubt solving quizzes, previous year question discussions, 100+ live sessions you will get by master teachers, right? Teacher notes you will be provided, so you don't have to look for any book or anything. Notes are already designed that way, right? Assignments, daily 10 to 15 questions will be provided to you according to the topic. Then after that, you will have your module from the same lecture that you can solve, right? Class recordings are also available if you're not able to attend that particular class. 30 plus part test, full syllabus test, that is also available to you, right? Now, if you talk about this to beta I have told you that handwritten teacher notes like these, right, that will be available to you, right? If you miss any session, recordings are available, right? Now, what you have, one shot lectures, right? In V-Buddy, you have one shot lectures. I was telling you, if you want to revise something that, okay, ma'am is going through this lecture, but I want to do electrochemistry. Ma'am is doing chemical kinetics. I also want to complete electrochemistry today. So you can go through the one shot lectures that are already recorded to you. Other things are additionally live, right? These are the additional things to you, right, that we are providing you. That is lecture repository. Then you have assignments, test planner, and we help if you need any help, right? Pedagogy books, everything is provided to you here, right, in which you have customized flashcards, adaptive practice, latest edition based questions are asked to you. Create your own test from the books. Around 150 books are provided to you. Test creators by authors and bite-sized video by Vedantu for small concepts. If you're not able to understand, let's say, how to apply Nernst equation, there is a small video for that, right? Then All India Test Series 2025, that is also provided to you, where you have 22 tests, right? And you have 3 part tests, 2 full syllabus tests. Class 12th also you have, both also you have 12 complete syllabus tests, right? They are based on complete NCERT syllabus pattern, right? Old pattern 200 question, new pattern we have 180 question. Here you had choice and here you don't have choice, right? Here you have to solve 180 question in 180 minutes. So that's why it is a tricky task for all of you, right? Okay. Now let us see. Wait a minute. This is to basically doubt solving app, where if you have doubt 24/7, you will be given the access here so that you are able to you're able to get your doubt solved, right? Okay. And also one more thing, that is printed NEET QR codes, right? That I have already shown you so many times. These QR booklets, right? Actually, they are flashcards basically, in which you will have a concluded part of everything we are doing, because right now you don't have time to make short notes. So that is why this thing is already provided to you. And these are so beautiful. Let me see if I have this right now along with me, right? Unfortunately, I don't have that along with me right now. But, right, these are very beautiful, very amazingly. They have collected everything, right? You would want to learn more, and this is a very quick revision that everybody should have, right? Okay. So all these things are already provided to you. Now talking about the batch here, it is starting from 17th of March. So you still have time to get enrolled here, right? You will not miss even a single class if you enroll here. See, nothing will happen. You have entry till 17th of March only. What will happen after that? Even if you get enrolled, the thing is, you will have to watch the recorded sessions, and the classes are already occupied, right? You have from 10 a.m. till you have 10 p.m. right? So basically what is happening, 10 a.m. to 11:30 you have one class, then 12 to 1:30, then 6:30 to 8, then 8:30 to 10. So that is why you are occupied throughout the day, right? In between we have given you time for self-study. So you won't have time for the further recordings. That's why you should get enrolled to the batch right away, right? Okay. And let us see that number of part test schedules that is provided in the batch is 15. Full test that is provided is 15. Full test start date is from March onwards, right? Starting from March only, like we will start our test from the first week only. Frequency of test is every Sunday you will have one test, and test timing is 2 to 5 p.m. because on Sunday you will not have your classes, right? Okay, so that is about NEET Crash Combo and NEET Crash Pro. NEET Crash, you don't have printed in NEET QR codes and All India Test Series and Doubt app access, but in NEET Crash Combo, you have printed QR codes, and in NEET Crash Pro, you have everything. You have QR codes that I have just shown you. Those are very small booklets, right? Very beautiful booklets, amazing, right? And this All India Test Series is also provided to you here. Doubt app is also provided here, right? So all these things are already provided to you. If you want to see the link for this particular thing, that is in the description. DNA crash course, this is for 2026. We are looking for 2025. So NEET 2025 crash course is available at 1999. The link is in the description. You can go and check that out. Right? Okay, students, that's it for today, and I really hope so you collect all the data and start preparing for your NEET 2025. We don't have enough time. If you don't want to do now, then when you will do, just tell me that. Right? So NEET is not a funny game. Yeah, they are going to make you doctor. So definitely you need to have that thing in you. Definitely you need to study super hard, right? Only then you will be able to crack NEET 2025. And for that, proper guidance we are providing you in our NEET crash batch, where I am also there along with the other teachers. I am also teaching you. So do join this particular session. That will be really, really helpful for you. Right? Okay then. Bye-bye. Take care.